I hope you're good. I'm so excited to dive into this. I wanted to record a quick video on this because this is a big thing I've been getting a lot of questions about is when to use like flexible ads and the downfalls of that versus single image video ads. And I wanted to just literally go behind the scenes of my ad account and show what this looks like because I actually was quite surprised at this because I've been testing both and I will, to be honest, I'll be continue testing both. But from what the initial data of running evergreen ads here for a little bit and spending almost $4,000 on this campaign, which is wonderful. I'm going to just show you really quick what's happening. So I went in here and this is literally, I just turned this on today because then I recorded a video that's going to the evergreen ads course of like, when you're scaling, you raise the budget too much or your worldwide audience flops, like what to do, right? And so that's what happened to me here. If you notice, I literally cranked the budget. I doubled it overnight, basically, or almost tripled it. And the CPM fell off a freaking wall. Went to $3. That's a huge problem. That's how you know there's something wrong with your worldwide and I should what to do about it, how to fix it and all that stuff, right? Anyway, what I did, and ignore this learning limited, it's so stupid, but that's what happens when you start rolling out lots of creatives, which is why I don't like I don't like single image. And again, more to talk on this later, but just to show on the data, right? So if you look here, this is the flexible ad right here. And let me just do maximum for context, okay? So this is my flexible ad. And when I was just running this, it didn't say learning limited because learning limited is something that is an indicator that pops up because basically Meta wants all of these individual creatives to have 50 purchases, right? Or else it stays in learning limited within a certain window of time, right? So that's why I recommend like just use flexible. It makes your life a lot easier rather than rolling these out because then each of these needs 50 purchases or you're stuck in learning limited. Although this isn't actually a penalty. Someone asked about this again, more on this inside evergreen ads. I want to dive into the video. So what's really cool is if you look at this, you will see that these are all the individual ones. Now I do have some different creatives in my flexible, but these are all individual with multiple text options, right? And I think the really fascinating thing, this has almost $2,400 in spend behind it right now. And these other ones, other than this one, have all under 300, right? This one bombed. I shut this one off because it bombed. Almost $200 spent. This one, 317 for one purchase. Shout out to the guy who told me that this ad would never work. You know who you are if you're watching this video. These ads are more complicated than that. You can't just hold up your phone and hit record. Cool, it got 2 sales, and that's $75 Canadian. 2 sales at $100. Let's just say 85 because some people cancel on payment plans. I'm pretty dandy with that. Anyway, you know who you are if you're watching this video. Because someone was like, you can't just hold up your phone and hit record. Ads are complicated and not so simple. And I'm like, anyway, the interesting thing I wanted to just highlight with this video though, is this is my flexible ad, right? The scale potential is so much greater than these ones. Because what you'll notice is everything that starts getting a lot of spend, like this one only has $58, right? And it got 3 purchases. So that's great. It's $20 per purchase. That's amazing to see. But what happens when we put $500 or $1,000 against this creative? And I'll know the next time I launch evergreen ads and do a workshop like this. But the reality is like all of these, if you total it, it is pretty much is actually either more or around or less than flexible. The only difference with flexible is it has way more spend behind it than all of these combined. So the biggest thing I'm seeing of why I love using flexible ads is not only does Meta optimize for putting the best creatives, even if I have, let's just say, I'll edit this and I'll show you. Because this is always a big thing is what if the creatives inside this sucks? Like what if this briefcase ad is just garbage, which it looks like it because it's got no engagement on it. The nice thing about doing it like this with flexible is that it'll show you it will show people the right variations based on if they think they will convert with it, right? So as an example, if this creative bombs, then it just won't show this creative very much, right? So the nice thing I like about this is maybe I only have out of all of these images and videos in here, like maybe I only have 4 assets in here that are actually converting. Meta will just prioritize those 4 assets and maybe sprinkle in the other ones a tiny bit, but it will prioritize the spend against those 4. And so this is why a lot of people are like, oh, what if one of the variations bombs? It's great. Then you just leave it and you let Meta optimize for the ones that does work because their goal is to get you the cheapest cost per purchase, right? I think a lot of people think Meta is working against them when, their entire industry is built on advertisers. So they want us to spend more money. If we're not getting results with their ad platform, we stop advertising. So their goal is to help you in getting purchases, which is why I love using the tools like Flexible. And I'm going to show you again, the biggest downfall I'd say is the ad reporting behind Flexible, because the old way to do this was using dynamic creative, where you can go to creative element and do this. And this just doesn't really work anymore, like at all. I did find a workaround, which I'll be showing in Evergreen Ads, but otherwise, like, it's worth it. Like, in my mind, it's worth it. Again, I'm not someone that loves to toggle dials and be super technical and have one text variation and another headline here, because the problem is then you're splitting your ads. You're going to end up in learning limited. Unless you're spending like hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's probably not even worth it to do that, right? So I love just putting everything in a Flexible, letting the puppy run, and the results speak for themselves. Because if you have a really good ad and you got a good offer, you can start making sales, right?